computer.
Oh, okay, cool.
Just,
Can you guys hear me? Hello? What's
yeah.
up, boys?
Yes. What's up?
Oh,
Alright, so I have Rippy and Blanco sitting right behind me. Our food just came.
What's going on, guys?
We can't hear you right now, but we love you.
Yeah, I have my headphones in. They said fuck all of you guys. That's what... You see Flux? He said fuck you, Rippy.
Oh, Flux, you're gonna get ripped at tonight's lesson, bro.
Nah. But alright, guys. I'm gonna screen share. Oh, I'm so excited. This is gonna be like a 2 or 3 part class, by the way, guys. Not one, but like 2 or 3 part class. So, starting here, thanks. Shout out to Michael for the recording.
Oh, are you doing it?
Yeah, I'm already doing it. But
Oh, I thought you said you wanted me to do it.
yeah, so remember this? We played the downside here.
Mm.
So right there, right? You guys could see right here we had the little support drawn. It broke under. We shorted it down, and this is how pretty much we caught it, right? So if you look here on the tape, what you got ready? We're gonna go over the basics of the tape.
Wait, are you recording?
Yes, I am recording.
Alright, cool.
All right, let me pull up the Google Slides from the boot camp. All right. I'm pulling up the.
So you went over the basics with them, right?
Yeah.
Alright.
No, I haven't. I mean, I did it in the boot camp, but I'm
We should
about to
still
do
go
it
over
again.
it again.
Alright.
Yeah. I think we could work it out. What are you doing?
Can we
now?
get them to talk on the speaker like last time?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of important.
Yo, Michael,
What's up?
can you send me the boot camp as a PDF? Let me see, guys. I can't hear anyone right now.
What if I just,
This pasta, this my mac and cheese.
what if I just share with you?
Toss that for the pasta.
Wait, what did you say?
What if I just share with you?
Yeah, share with shinobisignals@gmail.com.
Hmm? Okay. Alright, chicken. You wanna try chicken?
No, thank you. Mind your business, thank you.
Hey guys, give us a second. Where's everyone?
I just sent it to you.
Alright, bet. Let me check it out. Reese's Puffs, Reese's Puffs. Eat 'em up, eat 'em up, eat 'em up, eat 'em up. Reese's Puffs, Reese's Puffs. I'll show you guys a picture of Michael. He looks exactly like the Reese's Puff guy. Unless he doesn't want me to show you guys.
That's crazy.
If,
So
his-
dumb, bro. Like, God, I look nothing like him, bro.
bro, you put it on your mom. Look at the profile picture. I have him as my thing. It's the Reese's Puffs guy. On his.
I was gonna say that, but what the fuck?
All right. Thank you, Michael, for this. So excited, man. Holy smokes,
Where
guys.
is low?
All right, guys. We're gonna go over the boot camp. If you guys remember this, we're gonna do a little more in depth with the homies. So, what is reading tape? Tape is used to analyze the price and volume of a given stock. Tape is the key to momentum flowing, right? So when you're watching the tape, basically what you're looking for is you're seeing where the money's being put, right? If a stock is going straight up and you start seeing heavy sells on the tape, which is like this green and red thing you'll have on TOS, I will show it to you guys on Webull and stuff too. When you start seeing heavy red while the candle's green, that's probably going to tell you it's going to pull back, at least for the next 5 seconds, right? It helps you predict the movement of the stock before it really even happens. Order flow trading is a method that attempts to anticipate price movement based on current orders that are visible on both the buy and sell. Right? So on the tape, when a stock, say, is just ripping, it's having a green candle, you're seeing heavy red on the tape, that means people are starting to take profits, and say it's reaching a resistance, it's probably going to tell you that the stock is going to reject that resistance there, you know? As traders, we use the tape to see where buyers and sellers are, and with that information, we find imbalances in the tape, so we're able to make money, right?
Define what an imbalance is.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Define finding imbalances. So basically what an imbalance is that the buyers and sellers are both mixed together, like you'll see here, where they don't have a clear direction. That's where you dissect the orders to see which side has more flow coming in. So over here on this example, you'll see it's pretty mixed between green and red, but when you look into it, you're seeing 30 bought here, 51 bought here compared to the 10 and the most 17 sold on red, right? So red is literally super small orders compared to the big buys on the green, saying that the stock is most likely going to continue up by dissecting the time and sales. Right? It's a rough overview, but we'll go over it when we go into the recording. How do we use limit orders with the tape? A limit order is buy or sell a stock at a specific price or better, right? So a limit order doesn't mean it's executed yet. So a limit is they have the price put there. They're waiting for people to either buy at that price or sell at that price. So it's the limit orders are still active. They haven't been executed. So you'll see that on the level 2. We use tape to identify large limit order sells at key price levels, and we analyze that as an area of resistance. We use tape to identify large limit buy orders below current price. These indicate a strong support at the price giving us the confidence to buy, knowing we have a solid support or floor. So basically, when a stock is coming down to support and you see level 2 starting to pick up, on the buy side, basically what you're going to see towards the floor or the support is that buyers are going to step in, and you'll see that on level 2, which you're going to see the orders start getting filled on time and sales, showing you that it's probably going to bounce. Let me continue here. Level 2 on market depth. These are where you see the limit orders, right? So all these orders, 47.6, 47.38, 47.61, 47.62, these are, and the price is at 47.61 being bought at the ask. It's telling you that these orders haven't been filled yet, right? These haven't been filled yet. They're trying to get filled. Level 2 provides us with the market depth of price information. Market depth is a measure of supply and demand in the stock. The depth is based on the number of open buy and sell orders for the given stock. The greater the quantity, the more liquid the stock is, right? And the greater the number on either side, right? So right here, you guys will see at 47.6, there's a 29 share wall, right? Not 29 on TOS. It's a little bit different. So this isn't going to be 29 shares, the 15 plus 14 at the same price. It's going to be 2,900 shares because you always add 2 zeros because that's just how TOS does it. There's no way around it. You just have to do it on Thinkorswim with 2 extra zeros. So there's 2,900 shares getting bought at this 47.6 level. Obviously, these are into account too, but these two are basically showing you that there's a key buyer at this level. Like this is a single buyer here, 2,900 shares. He's trying to buy at 47.6. So what does that tell you about the price? It's gonna have a hard time breaking under 47.6 because there's such a heavy bidder, right? There's a heavy bidder on this side. The greater the quantity, the more liquid. And this measures real-time supply and demand. So everyone's been asking me like, oh, yo, can we get a one-on-one for supply and demand? The reason I've been dodging all the one-on-ones is because you guys haven't had a class to learn about the one-on-ones yet, right? What are you going to ask me questions about? So supply and demand is all based off of time and sales. This is how we find the imbalances, right? This is how we find where the price is consolidating, why it's consolidating, and how do you play that, right? You guys just got to trust the flow of the mentorship and just understand that everything I'm doing is for a reason. We have to go over these boring parts so you guys understand the fun stuff and how to make money, right? Same thing with school, So these are limit orders, not filled orders. So all these are limits. These aren't filled. These are real time being bought and sold. What do the colors represent? Right? Red takes place at the bid, a sign of weakness. Someone is unloading shares at a price. As you can see here, the red, someone's unloading. Green is placed at the ask, where someone is buying the ask price. And you can see someone is buying on green. White is just in between the bid and the ask. You'll see a bunch of white on stocks like Amazon, stuff like that. And you guys won't have blue because you guys don't have Dash Trader. But we'll get to that in the next part, which will be either...
They're saying they can't see your mouse.
We can't see your mouse?
Yeah, I think you gotta move that to this middle screen.
No. You guys don't have to see my mouse.
Can you see it now?
No, they're not supposed to see the mouse.
Oh.
The thing is, you guys should be able to see the red orders on the right. I'm going to actually do it again, just so you guys can see the mouse. I'll do it. All right, so right here, you guys can see the red orders here. Price takes place at the bid. This is a sign of weakness. This is a sign of, strength over here, right? Green, sign of strength. Red, sign of weakness, right? Especially when it's a big sell like this and there's very little green shares being bought. You know, it's telling you that these people are unloading the stock. All right. So here's an example. You guys remember we were playing short on AMD that one day. We were making lower highs. We broke support. And over here on the tape, everyone's like, yo, why are you guys going green? Or why are you guys, short? Rippy Mode took the same exact screenshot as me, 12,355 shares. This is a $1.6 million share sell at the bid. And then look at the same thing I did. Look at all this red you saw and look at that share sell, right? It's coming down to support and someone's selling $1.6 million worth of stock at the bid. Yeah. That's telling you the stock is going to most likely continue down. Right, we anticipated the move down and we took profit on this play. We made a good amount of chunk of change on here. Had a good chunk of change.
Make sure they actually understand that. Do you guys understand what we're talking about so far? Yes or no? It's okay if you don't. It might be complicated. So far, you guys are understanding? Because this right here, if you identify this in real time, this gives you the most conviction to hold your trade. Because I remember, we text each other when we're trading, and I told him, I was like, yo, fat order came through. He screenshot at the same time. I found it. You guys gotta understand, when it shows up on a tape like that, that's a completed transaction. It's like a receipt. So if somebody with big money, that's a whale, by the way. That could be an institution or nobody. There's very few people in retail that could just, cause a sell order of $1.6 million, right? So that transaction went through. So that means this whale is not interested in the long side anymore. He doesn't think AMD is gonna go up anymore. Smart money kind of knows. If you can identify this in real time, it gives you more conviction to hold your short because maybe that person knows something you don't.
Yeah, and most likely the people playing with millions of dollars per trade selling, being honest, they're better than me, they're better than you, they're better than all of us combined. They don't have $2 million just to sell a stock.
And they have way more information than us, by the way.
Exactly.
Way more.
Exactly, dude. These people aren't selling $2 million just because they're happy with profits. They're selling for a reason. You know?
We'll see the aftermath, right?
Yeah. No, not the aftermath. Oh. This is like the stock went down to 134, so it dropped like 70 cents from this level. Mm-hmm. And yeah, so that's that. This is what you're gonna see on Webull for level 2. You don't have to add 2 zeros to the end. You're just gonna see the exact amount of shares. Left side is bid, right side is ask, and then you'll see Webull's complicated. I highly recommend TOS and Dash Trader.
Oh, and also for the time and sales for TOS is a little different. But if you want to see if they're hitting the bid or hitting the ask, you could change in the settings, and we'll go over with you guys, how to filter it and how to change the settings.
Thank you. All right, so now I'm gonna move you guys over onto the middle screen, which is going to be this bad boy. Whee! All right, can you guys see it? Dude, every time I close the stream and open it, everyone just floods into the next one super fast. But all right, guys, this is when we played AMD. This was yesterday. And so you guys will see real time. We're shorting the stock. It broke under 126, which was the support. Look at this, right? Not even 1 second into it, we see a 2,000 share sell. You guys obviously the green ones, but you see a 2,000 share seller. Now, if I go on and do the math about 2,000, I'm going to my calculator.
That's a lot of money.
A lot of chicken nuggets, or a lot of McChickens. That's $250,000 worth of shares just being sold at the bid on a red candle when the stock is breaking down, right? So keep that noted. Then you guys see, we'll see some 1,300 buys. Boom, another 1,000 share sell. Literally, ready? You guys see a big buyer came in, right? 1,300 shares at the ask. What do you see right after? It's completely overtaken by 1, 2, literally 3. Like the sell orders came in, basically washed out this buyer completely. The guy who bought got fucked because the people who sold him his shares, people started selling right when he bought. So that guy got himself fucked over because sell orders came in that way heavier than the buyers right there. You're gonna see, look at that sea of red.
And you guys should also notice that the tape is starting to speed up, which is indicating momentum.
Yes, sir.
That's the real-time volume bar, guys.
Mm-hmm. This is telling you, this is literally making up this volume.
Mm-hmm.
So So you guys are going to see it's starting to pick up. And this is a 40-minute recording, by the way. I wonder if I could speed it up a little bit.
Yeah, let's get to the juicy part.
Autoplay. How do I?
Have you broken down, like, without the technical terms, like, just understanding what the tape is?
No.
Put my tweet in there, because it makes sense.
All right, bet.
Guys, read this tweet and understand, like, the actual mechanics behind the tape. Don't just look at the technicals, like, oh, buying at the bid, or all that. Understand how level 2 and then tape actually works. In this tweet, honestly, somebody DM'd me and I explained it to him like this, and I took a screenshot because I explained it pretty well. I don't want to pat my own back, but read that and understand it. Because the market, stock market, every market is the same. You need a buyer and a seller to come to an agreement on something, whether it's value, money, an item, service, whatever that may be. Hey, you go to the back.
I'm gonna go grab my boneless wings.
You guys could unmute too, and we could talk about this more. Because if you understand this, then you'll understand how the market actually moves. So do you guys get that tweet? Read it for like a second and understand what we're actually talking about. Can we hear them?
No, I can't hear anybody.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, I can hear a little bit.
So yeah, let me read that tweet too. I haven't read it in a second. So yeah, I was saying you have an eBay business, right? And you're selling me a pair of off-white sneakers. So the thing about this is market conditions will change, right? You guys know who Virgil Abloh is? He's the off-white, you know, the guy who passed away. So market conditions change for off-white because when Virgil passed away, that means no more off-white shoes or products are coming out with his, you know, design elements in there. So the market changed. The demand was greater than the supply for these off-whites. So I was saying that you're asking $2,000 for these sneakers. That's the asking price. That's the ask. So if somebody hits the ask, what does that tell you? If you're a business owner, what does that tell you? If you're selling something for $2,000 and you have 3 people like, yo, I'll pay you $2,000. Oh, I'll pay you $2,100. Oh, I'll pay you $2,150. That means they desperately want it right now. They're not a passive buyer. They're an aggressive buyer. Understand that. Then in this example, I was talking about I was bidding $1,500. So there's a $500 spread in between what the person is asking for versus me as a buyer. I'm just putting a limit order at $1,500. Do you understand that? I'm putting a limit order. Because I might get filled if this guy budges, if he gets no buyers, but somebody else will probably come closer to the ask and fill before me and buy it. So I said that order probably won't fill because it's worth $2,000 and that's what you want for them. And then if you keep your ask at $2,000, but you see on level 2, you see me from $1,500 to $750 the next candlestick, you're like, okay, this buyer's he's trying to do something. He wants him a little bit more, right? You'll think of that in your head as a business owner. So you might kind of budge too as a seller. You might be stubborn with $2,000. Maybe that's a lot of money for people. $1,900 seems reasonable. So you drop your price down. And you want me to come up a little bit more because we still have a spread. That's happening on level 2. Let's say I bid $1,850. You'll see me on level 2 again, but the ask comes down again. And as a buyer, that shows me that the seller is interested. So you might settle and meet me in the middle. And on the times and sales, that's our receipt. That's the final transaction. $1,850 was my bid. $1,900 was your ask. We got filled at the mid at $1,875, so it was clean. So understand that that's all the market is, I swear. It moves so fast, they make it so complicated. If you get that, if you act like it's a business, and because it is, by the way, you're trading real companies and people are actually trading their institutional money and big money. They're agreeing over a price that they think is good today, but they don't want to overpay. Do you guys like overpaying for shit? Do you feel good about yourself when you get bagged at something? If you got something for $300 and your friend bought it on sale for $120, you feel kind of bad, right? Just think about it. That's how the whole market works. Don't be the guy that's chasing at the top. That's what I'm trying to say. And then when you understand the level 2 and tape like this, then the actual screen and what you see on the screen makes more sense. Because if we're talking about hitting the ask or, oh, they're dumping it on the bid, what is that telling you? That's telling you that, bro, we don't want this shit anymore. I'll just sell it to you for whatever price. Take it. Take it off my hands, please. And on the flip side, if you're watching the Tesla 1100 break and you see a big wall, you see a 2,000 share wall. On Tesla, that's a lot of money, by the way. It's a $1,100 stock almost. If you see buyers come in at $1,100 and sometimes they'll go above the ask and they'll make it pop $2, that means they want to get in so desperately they don't care what price they get filled at. They just want to be a part of the run. So understand that. That's what the level 2 and tape tells you. Like, this is your real-time volume. You're seeing where people exactly buying. You're not waiting for your RSI to say it's oversold, because By the time that happens, you're back. Like, it's done. Sorry. The indicator is always going to be late. And I know that because I used to use 9 and 21 cross. And then I tried stochastic slow. That shit used to fake me out every day on Tesla. It always said oversold. The thing would run for $50 more. Is that bullshit? So when you read the tape and when you chart your key levels, like when I chart, I go on the weekly, I go on the daily, 4 hour, 1 hour. I don't like all the noise on the anything smaller than that. I want the big levels where you see those big buyers. Last time, like Tesla, I already know in my head 1072 is a level. I already know that. I already know 1028 is a bounce level because it's on the daily. And 1028 the other day, I made a screenshot on my Twitter. I was like, bro, look at how this shit bounced. 978.60 as well. I know that from the top of my head. 978.60 is a key level on Tesla. Tesla the other day bounced on at 980 and it ran the whole fucking day. We have that level. If I had paid more attention at 980 on the level 2 and watched buyers really aggressively step in to reverse Tesla and see the market flip, I could have caught the whole run. Honestly, if you catch Tesla on a nice dip, you know that thing has so much range for you to make money. Something $100 out the money can pay on Tesla. Like Tesla, if you're playing 1100, or if the stock price is near 1100, if you have a small account, I'm not recommending you do this. You could play the 1200 calls with a tight stop loss. They move. If you catch a nice move, you can catch 40% mad quick on Tesla. So when you're watching the tape and you're seeing all this aggressive buying happen, and then not only on the underlying stock, like this is our first tape session, so I don't want to blow you guys' brain up, but when you watch the underlying stocks tape and level 2, combine that with the option contract you're trading, sometimes you can see on Tesla, it'll have these mini pullbacks, or on AMD, it'll have these mini pullbacks, and you'll see people buying these contracts at the ask, or the demand comes in for those contracts, so you know, the stock could pull back on you, and you're like, yo, I'm only down like 5%. My contracts are holding up pretty well. You know, that's not like magic. You know what I mean? That shows you that buying is coming in for these contracts because people are anticipating a move higher. So if you could identify that with reading the tape of the underlying stock and the level 2, it's just like you have more information, because the regular retail trader, they don't know about this shit. Like they don't pay attention to the tape, honestly. I know.
So intimidating. It's
intimidating as hell because sometimes you have no filter, and Tesla it's running a goddamn marathon in front of your face. Like you can't read it. It looks like the Matrix. And we're gonna try and break that down for you guys. What filters to put, you know, because we want to see big size. We want to see big money moving the stock. You don't want to see orders of one individual share for Tesla at a wall that's 1,000 wall. That one share is not gonna do shit. You know what I mean? You want to see people hitting at the ass with 500 shares, 500 lots. You want to see 1,000 lots on Tesla. 1,000 lots on Tesla is $1 million. Understand that. It's $1,000 stock. You're buying 1,000 shares of it. That is $1 million. So when you see that come through on Tesla, sometimes you'll see an order of 2,000. Somebody is throwing 2 million before the big break because they want to make their money too. Everybody wants to make money in this market. You're not the only special person.
Also, by the way, guys, Zach Morris literally doesn't use, like when he day traded, if you guys went on and looked at his charts and pictures on his Instagram,
yeah,
not a single chart. All he had was level 2 and time and sales. Because in reality, candles don't fucking matter when it comes to time and sales. Because what's making the candles in the volumes? The level 2 and time and sales. These are literally printing the candles before they happen, right? The candles are getting all their data from the volume and price action,
exactly.
Right? This is literally price action. This is telling you exactly what's happening on the stock before it really happens. This is how you anticipate big moves.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what's really going to set you apart and give you that edge in the market compared to every other loser who thinks they can, you know, fucking trade. Because no one can really trade. If you don't have level 2 and time and sales and you're just playing patterns, resistance breaks, you're playing them blindly. You're getting lucky. I'm sorry. That's just the cold hard truth. It doesn't matter if you made $1 million from it. Cold hard truth is you just cannot make money consistently in the long term without these tools, because you'll never know how to actually anticipate large moves before they happen.
Financial papaya. Everybody give Financial Papaya a fucking round of applause. Let's fucking go. Read what he just said. Read what he... Exactly. You understood it properly. Look, time to sales, final receipts. Level 2 is people fighting over the price. Yes. Level 2, whenever you show up in a level 2, that means you are a negotiator in the auction process. That doesn't mean you are a participant yet. That means that, oh, if this stock hits this price, then my order will execute and I'll buy it at here. I just only want to spend this much. Think about that. Like, who here has bought something where there's a transactional process in life? whether that be a car or a house or something you can negotiate, a wristwatch, jewelry. Who's done that before? Nobody's done that before. I love the participation. But if you understand what I'm saying, if you haggle with people, especially, you know, I'm an immigrant, I haggle for everything. It's in my blood. Then you'll show up on the level 2 because you're giving an exact price on the bid that I want to pay only this much or less. I don't want to pay a cent more, not at all. If you show up on the tape when you hit a market order, then you are a participant. You are in the stock at whatever price. It doesn't matter. I just want to get filled right fucking now.
And the thing about haggling is not even a joke. If you're trying to get a contract, right? It was at $5 in the morning. Right now it's at 2.5, and you were looking at the tape. You're like, yo, this shit can still go down, right? You put in a limit at like 1.75, it gets filled. You get a better price, and then instead of buying at 2.5, you bought at 1.75. You sell at 2.5.
We literally did that today with SPX, by the way, guys. We got stopped out of our first initial position.
Literally at 2.7 is when we bought.
Yes.
We sold at
like
like
1.75, 180. We got stopped out.
We sold at 1.9.
I got stopped out at 1.8. It was somewhere around there. You got
yeah, so we got stopped out under 2. When we saw the tape starting to pick up on SPY, we saw a bullish trend reversal coming, right? We picked up those contracts back at where we sold them, right? Because we got a better price, and we loaded heavier this time, and we sold overall to green on the position. We sold where we originally filled at. Yeah. So when people were starting to buy at 2.5, we're like, yo, we're not falling for this shit again.
We're selling it back to them.
Yeah, we sold to the idiots. We were the idiots 15 minutes ago.
And we sold the top on that before it pulled back. Then it made new highs again. And when you're options scalping, when you're scalping options, by the way, every second counts. That's why we have to stare at the tape. If you get caught in one pullback and you're heavy with options contracts, 10% is a couple grand. You know, it hurts a little bit. So if you identify that buyers are weak here, I'm up 8%. Let me just take my profits and F off. You're not gonna go red, and you're not gonna carry that baggage onto the next trade. And CJ's, that's the perfect example. Like I always ask if people like did e-commerce or they ever sold something, or you work in a family business and you have to talk to people and sell to them. If you're ever negotiating with something, and if you're running a business, by the way, you're selling to a market. The bigger your market is, the more money that flows into your bank account and more transactions you have, right? That goes with everything. But if you see that buyer, like let's say CJ, you sell, there's a Rubik's Cube in front of me. You sell Rubik's Cubes on eBay and you sell them for $25, right? And you notice your competitors are doing $19.99 and people are buying that. You're asking $25. You're not getting as many sales as them. Honestly, you're paying for marketing there. It's not the correct price. You're asking way too much. Maybe one week you try $15.99. I'm not selling shit for $25. But it's just example. It's a little Rubik's Cube. Maybe you make your price $15 and you see people are bidding and you're selling out and there's more volume. That's what level 2 is. It's finding that correct price point, and it's always an auction process.
I'll give you guys an example. Say you're in high school, right? You got a blue puff bar, right? You're selling it, right? There's 2 kids trying to buy it, right? You bought it for $10, right? You bought the stock, right? The stock is your product, right? Which is the blue puff bar, right? You sell it. One kid is telling you, yo, I'll buy it for $15, and the other kid's like, yo, I'll buy it for $20.
Yeah.
One kid is bidding. And one kid is putting the asking price, right?
One kid is market ordering his whole account.
One kid is such a fiend, wants it so bad, doesn't want to miss out on the rally that's about to happen on the stock, right? I'm just trying to make an analogy. He buys it for 20, you sell to the kid for 20, right? And then later, he fucking has his dopamine rush, it fucking comes crashing down, and then, you know, he remembers, like, he's like, whoa, fuck, why the fuck did I buy this shit? I'm gonna sell it to someone else and make my money back, right? I don't even like the taste of this shit. Sells it to someone else for fucking 15, and then the cycle repeats, right? It's just buying and selling that's happening, right? If you guys, like, I don't want to say, but if you guys were ever drug dealers, you'll understand the buying and selling aspect. That's why drug dealers are so good at business, because they understand business, but from like a different perspective, not like the allocation.
Nah, that's what you guys watch Gary Vee. Who knows who Gary Vee is? He's annoying as hell, but sometimes he's on.
Overrated, underrated.
He's annoying as hell.
Gary Vee.
He'll talk.
What's social media?
He'll
Are you on TikTok?
He'll talk about how drug dealers are good entrepreneurs because they understand the concept of supply and demand, right? They know the perfect price point. They know that buyers are. Yeah, he is super annoying. But sometimes he's onto something. You know what I mean? You can take a little gem from that guy. He did make $90 million in 90 days, so no credit to him. But if you have all these aggressive buyers, they want this puff bar, they want this pot or something. You can charge whatever you want because you have limited supply and the demand is high. And if you understand that, you could understand that with a stock. Or if you guys have noticed the car market right now, used cars are going for near MSRP and new cars are going for above MSRP because the supply, there's a problem with the chip shortage and the buyers are still there. Everybody's lease ends in 2-3 years. They need a car. You know, you can only extend it for 3 months. So the demand will always be there. The supply is low. That's why the car business right now, there's a ton of money to be made in it. I don't know if you guys know anybody that sells cars or if you bought some car. Even the housing market, yeah, people are paying above ask for houses. Literally, mortgage rates are so cheap. It's a safe place to park your money. It's a little safe haven. They're paying above ask.
Guys, we bought this house, right? We bought this fucking house that we live in right now for like $350K. Shit's going for like close to $500,000 now.
Yeah, in a couple of years. And if you put it on the market, it will sell automatically. Honestly, yeah.
That's why Zillow's such a shit company. How are you going to be selling houses and
bro,
not make money?
And take an L. Yeah, the division took an L. But if you understand that auction process, everything is an auction process. So you guys, like, think about it. And the thing is, with some products, you have to pay market, right? If you go to the grocery store and you want to buy your son or your daughter milk, you're going to pay market price for it because you need milk, right? The stock market is the same way. And the way the market is like that too is like, let's say Tesla just had a $100 gap up day overnight, right? What happens to those contracts? We talk about IV a lot. IV. That's what the expectations of the stock are. It has high expectations. Oh my God, Tesla delivery numbers. Holy shit. We might go to all-time high. Everybody wants it right now. So as a seller, you can hold on to your contract and tax these people. Obviously, the underlying stock will move, but the IV, the sheer demand for what you have in your hand and those open interests, those people that swung, they know that they have the hottest item on the market right now. So it would be good to sell on the IV spike. And I have another tweet like that. One time we had a nice Tesla swing. We sold to all these people that got straight bagged, bro. I sold the top, I swear. I sold the top of these contracts. The contract never hit that amount until later in the day at 345 when Tesla broke 1200. We sold the IV. We sold to the people that were so desperate to get in. Oh my God, I need to have Tesla right now. They get stopped out. Their emotions get the best of them. Tesla gapped up. I need to be in the first 5 minutes. The IV is crazy at that point. That's why sometimes, guys, if you're scared of the open, that's because IV is destroying you.
That's because like people like me and Rippy are fucking you over.
Honestly, yeah. You can really destroy people with IV. You can give somebody your back. That's the whole point of this game.
If you guys are, especially on shit like Tesla and SPY.
Yeah, you could bag people, seriously. You can literally bag people and
you guys gotta understand.
Like, and then you could buy it at a discount again because you're a smart shopper.
Half the people that are trading don't know shit, right? So when you guys know shit like IV, you know, time and sales, all this type of stuff, and understand the basics of supply and demand in the markets, you're gonna be miles ahead of any. Like, you gotta think of these people in the market. It's you versus the market, right? There's another person on the other side, right? When you're buying a stock, someone's selling it to you, right? They're hoping that you lose, that they made the right decision. When you sell a contract, right, you're hoping whoever bought it is losing money because that's how you win, right? Mm-hmm. So whenever there's a winner,
CJ, exactly, bro. It sounds bad, but that's literally what it is. This whole game, you're not ripping anybody off, by the way. It's ethical. It's trading, right? It's a game, zero sum. But if you sold the top to somebody, some other fucker, some other poor fucker, is hugging his computer like, God, please send it back up, please, God. He's bagged. You sold him that, bro. You should take pride in that too. You got out at the right time. You're a smart trader. You're smarter than the rest. Bag somebody else. Do not be the person chasing, buying the highs at market, buying the IV spike, and the whole day you're holding your contract and you're just scared. You're just panicking the whole time.
Don't think that just because, like, you know, there's no morals in this game. I mean, not like as in, like, you know, like the wrong way. Obviously, there's morals. But I mean, when it comes to trading in and of itself, right? When you sell someone, when you win, someone else inevitably loses.
It's no hard feelings.
And it's like either you put your food you put food on the table this week, or someone else does it for you. You know.
Yeah.
And it's not like the people playing this game have money, right? It's not like you have to understand you're going up against institutions and market makers, right? They fucking hate you. They don't want you to succeed. So when you succeed, you understand you're fucking over someone on the other side that probably has way more money than you, that was literally praying for you to fail, right? So if you're a competitive person, you're going to succeed in this market because you understand that it's survival of the fittest, right? And if it's a long-term game, you got to play to survive for the next day, right? Survive, protect your capital just to trade another day. That's literally all it is.
On God, yeah. Preserve your ammo, guys. Don't.
Like we talk about Umar a lot. Like me and Rippy were talking about it. Like today, I was down only like $600 on my day trade account, and then Rippy was like, "Yo, take a day off." You know, I'm like, "Bro, I'm only down 600. I can make this back." He's like, "Bro, why do we look up to Umar so much? He has insane green days and keeps his losses super small." I'm like, "Yeah, you know what? You're right. Stop trading." You know, and then I ended the day super small red, and I was proud of it at the end of the day. I'm like, "You know what, bro? I followed my rules. I had 5-figure green days. I took a 3-figure loss today."
Yeah, think about it, because it's all relative, guys. Like, it's not to disrespect what $600 red is, because $600 is a good amount of money. You could do a lot of good with $600, but it's like relative to what we make, because it's business, right? This is the only business where, like, if you have 30 straight green days in a row, you really don't have any expenses. I swear to God. If you have a laptop and a phone, like, you could have 30 straight green days and you have literally no fucking expenses. You don't have to talk to anybody. You don't have to sell them any shit, bro. You don't have to leave your bedroom. It's crazy. So understand and respect that. If a $600 loss compared, you know, on a $100,000 port, it's really not that much. Like, relative to what the port size is. And if you respect the port size and understand how much money you could cash flow from a portfolio that big and using your money the right way, then you look at money a little bit differently. That's why I want you guys to detach a little bit. It's cool to, like, want these nice things, and, like, you know, if you scalp for $700, you can go to Louis and buy something cool, but, like, grow that money so that 1% of your account is a couple thousands of dollars. Like, think like that.
What other business can you put 100K in and consistently make 5 to 10K a day from? No
Literally.
other business.
A worst case scenario, you make $1,000 a day, and, like, bro, you know, we're young kids, and I've had college job offers. $1,000 a day is crazy money.
Bro,
it's
guys,
crazy money.
We know a vice president at a private firm. He's offering, like, he literally offered all of us internships and jobs. I asked him, I'm like, "Yo, how much did you make from trading?" And I'm not going to say his name or air him out, but the guy made literally, like, what was it, 30, 50?
It was 59K.
59K last year trading,
Yeah.
right? He made 59K from trading. He literally asks us for stock advice, right? Us fucking teenagers who are just day trading like degenerates. He made 59K, and then I told him how much I made because he saw me come up from zero. He's like, "Bro, like, you fucking, like, quadrupled my salary."
It's crazy.
And I'm like, "Dude, you're like, you know, yeah, bro." Like, he's like, "How did you do it?" I'm like, "Bro, you just gotta put in the work. You gotta understand the edge." This guy literally works at a firm, at a private, or he's the vice president of a private firm.
And he manages a really his assets under management. It's a lot of money.
I think it's like 300 billion, right?
It's a lot of money. It's a big firm. He's not a trader,
He's the vice president.
but he knows of traders and how institutions work. And honestly, he's a great guy. We learned a lot from him. We still do, by the way.
Great person. I fucking love him.
But yeah, CJs, you're correct with that too. $500 a day, like, bro. You know, maybe it's not cool for a screenshot. Maybe your buddies are making more. Like, bro, be proud of that. $500, like, bro.
We all came from that.
Think
shit.
about average salary here is $15 an hour. Like 1 hour
$7.
of your life. How much is it?
$7.
Where the hell do you live, bro? In Jersey, it's 15.
For what?
If you search up
Minimum
the average
wage.
minimum wage. It's
All right,
$7.
let's just call it. Let's call it.
It is 15.
Let's call it $12, right? That's 10 hours of your work before tax. 10 hours of your life.
Awkward number.
It's
Wow.
crazy. If you see yourself up $500 for the day, and it's like 11 o'clock, just fuck off.
I'm telling you guys right now, you're gonna be like, "Oh, yo, $500 away. Dude, that's the dream. If I can make 500 a day, you're gonna start making 500 a day. Then you're gonna try make 1,000 a day. Then you're gonna make 1,500, then 2,000, then 5,000, then 10,000. You're never gonna have enough. That's just the thing of money. You're never gonna be satisfied where you're at.
It is all about perspective. Yeah, it's about lifestyle, of course, and you know, don't keep up with the Joneses, and don't spend too much, and live below your means too, because you have to pay taxes on gains. You know, taxes come. But yeah, keep your expenses low, and then 100K, yeah, to be in front of your screen and like have fun with your friends, and the thing is, after that 100 gets taxed, you still have 70 on
Once you
you.
hit that first 100K, you just want this. You just want to add fucking extra zeros to that number.
Yeah, stacks, bro. 2 to 350 a day, bro. After a hard day's work and waking up and like, bro, you guys, we all are allowed to wake up in our houses and we don't have a commute. Like I've been doing work from home since before the whole quarantine. Like, it's crazy. You just go to your living room, or sometimes I'll trade from my bed. Honestly, I'm not even kidding. Sometimes I'll literally trade from my bed. It's a bad habit, but I'm just like that right now. I just been trading from bed.
We could have a class about
It's
taxes.
crazy.
Yeah.
Class about tax, yeah, for sure.
We could
Before
add
we
that one
finish.
in.
We could bring a CPA on, to be honest. I could probably get someone.
We gotta try and do something like that because the short-term tax is a little disgusting.
That's why we play SPX, because you pay less taxes on it.
Yeah, we're trying to master that because a lot of people don't talk about that. But SPX, I believe
Best kept secret of Wall Street.
I have a friend who's like a master at it. You pay long-term tax on it because it's an index. So
Also,
yeah,
dude, you buy, instead of paying hella fees, you buy expensive ass contracts on it, like 20 contracts worth like 30K. Bro, you'll be up and down, like, dude, you'll make so much money on it because they move so nice.
and we play close expiration, which I don't recommend, to be honest, because
They move
Because
insane.
we're DJs,
Yeah.
baby.
We'll do a little class on that too. We're trying to master it a little bit. We're still learning, to be honest. This is new to me, SPX and ODTE and the close expiration. But nah,
we DJs.
it's crazy because then you could leverage $3,000 with your stop has to be wider. To be honest with you, today my stop was like 30% and the first one hit. But if your risk is managed, like there's no, I didn't feel bad about it. I really don't care. I had profits for the day and the trade looked nice at the time, and then it ended up working out. But manage your risk like that too. So
You just gotta know.
the
Yeah,
ti-
especially like let's say on a Monday, your average risk is $100 on $1,000 account. If you're trading 0 DTE, throw in max like $100, $200, so that if it goes to nothing, your loss is still mitigated.
Yeah, like don't ever have no hard feelings after a loss. Like it took me like a year to really build my account and build that cushion where a loss doesn't really like piss me off anymore. They used to hurt when I was on the cash account. I'm not gonna lie, but like don't take it personal when you lose. Like don't, cause that shit sucks. You just get all in your head and it fucks up your whole day. You think you're like a loser. It's annoying.
After you blow your account once, right? You really learn like, yo, this is just. And once you blow your account and make it back, first of all, you value your money more and you understand that it's just money. When I blew like 50K in one day, I was depressed as fuck. I was like, yo, fuck, I'm never gonna recover from this. I recovered from that shit like literally a day, like 2-3 days after, right? And I didn't have a lot of money then. I recovered from it, but the main thing you gotta understand is, if you could recover, you gotta understand it's just money at the end of the day. It's just money, right?
Yeah.
Like as long as you have breath in your lungs, right? You can think. You have your family. You have other things. Money is the last thing you should give a fuck about, right? Doesn't mean go out trading like a degenerate, but understand that if you lose money, you're still gonna be able to, you're still gonna be fucking able to live.
Yeah, life goes on, guys. Even after a bad loss, like sometimes I like laugh at the losses. Like I've started to do that. Like, who gives a fuck?
And guys, especially at the start, taking a loss, in my opinion, is the only way to really learn. How are you going to learn getting lucky and bang out 100%? You're going to learn more from your loss.
You take the L, right? You're trying to learn. You take the L, then you earn. Damn.
Take the L, learn, and then you earn. Exactly.
Should we continue on with this video?
Yeah, let's do it.
Completely got sidetracked. All right, I'm sorry.
They're fucking learning, bro.
Yeah.
They're understanding that.
Oh, it's still early too, guys. We're chilling. Okay.
Yeah, people gotta understand that trading is literally.
Right, let's
way
continue.
more.
Can you guys see my screen?
Yeah, they can.
Okay, you guys.
So ready, you guys are seeing 1,000 shares being sold here, right?
Watch up
300,
here.
700, 1,000 being bought, 500 being bought, right? And then immediately washed out by the sellers. 1,400 shares sell. And you guys are gonna see it's just continuing down, breaking lows. Buyers
Watch the bid. Look at that. 1,800 shares are disappearing here. Watch them fill here. You have to watch them fill here.
Yup, right there.
See?
You could rewind 10 seconds back.
It's really fast. Here, look, we'll back it up. All right, so we were talking about
I'm gonna go grab my cake.
here. We were talking about, let's see, 125.72. Pay attention to that number, okay? All right, we're gonna play it again. What you should be looking at for puts, by the way, when you're betting on something to go down, when you want to see selling pressure. Hold on, why is this in the way? Oh, okay, this is much better. Okay, when you want to see selling pressure, like we were talking about with the eBay business, you want to see all these participants, all these transactions, this middle row or column, whatever you call it, to be executed at the bid or even below the bid. It's hard to catch. That's why we put a filter for orders over 100 because you can see the proper size, because everything here is in lots of 100. So let's watch 125.72 and then notice the low, because that will be another level, 125.65. You want to see orders here with big size hit at 65 and then continue to drop. And then you want to see the bid drop. We'll play it a couple times, and then if you have questions, you guys just hit me. Let's play it. So watch that 125.72. You'll see 18. I'll try to pause it. Right there. 71. My bad. My apologies. Let me edit that. 71. So that means actually more than 16, by the way. Look at 71.
They're all
This
stacked
whole
together.
thing is lit up. So you have 1,600 shares plus 500, 2,100, 2,600, 2,900, 3,100, 3,100, 3,200 shares are waiting here to be bought. They're bidding for that. Watch them here. You're already seeing some lots at 71. You're seeing right here 100, 400, this big lot right here, this big lot right here. You did see this big execution happen here at close to the ask. Well, actually, not really. That's in between the spread here.
And guys, you know, you could filter, but I want you to try and practice watching the tape without any filters. Because if you could catch it on the tape without any filters, you're guaranteed to catch it with any filters
Yeah,
on.
you'll train
so
your eyes.
try and train your mind.
So let's play it here. Watch here. Watch for 71 to flush out. You want to see it completely flush out. Not yet. Not yet. We're close. Watch for 71 here, too. One more time. And I'll try to pause it at the correct time. Let's see if we can time it. Keep watching. Just a small bounce back to 85s. And let's see. We're seeing orders. Big order here. 126 on the ask. Let's see. Are they filling at the ask? Not yet. Still some shares sitting here. 126 is still on the offer. They're holding it on the offer. So look, nothing more past 126. The bid didn't get over 126 yet. They're stacking up. They're trying to, but let's see. Nothing yet. 4,400 shares got let go at the bid. Let's see. 4,400 shares again at the bid. Now we want to watch 71 again. We remember 71 from before. Next time we test it, we want to see it completely flush. All the people to be transacting here. 78s, see 800 shares. They're being moved. Nothing yet on the bid. 80s, 300 shares here. Nothing big on the ask yet either. Nothing big on the ask. But still no crazy buying pressure. This shouldn't scare you out of your puts position, by the way. If you guys are watching the 15-minute, you should be chilling. Nothing to panic about. Let's see if we can catch some big orders here too. See, 1,700 shares just got bought. Relatively big order. I want to see some big orders at the bid. Let's see. Let's see 126 on the ask as well. For the second time, we couldn't get there. Look, bidders are stepping up. Let's see 126 on the ask. Still not 126. They haven't reversed this yet. 126 is on the ask. Oh shit, let me try and pause it again. It's so hard to time.
Just hit spacebar.
Spacebar works? Oh, that's better. Boom, right there. So we have an ask wall. We have a little bit of spread on the bid, but let's see what happens.
Fuck yeah, spread it.
Let's see, we have 900 shares, 1,100 shares, that's 100. Okay, 1,200 shares at the ask. Let's see if they get filled on the top right on the times and sales. Nothing yet. Somebody bought 2,000 shares, not at the ask.
Right there.
Let's back that up.
Alright. So you guys are going to see on the right, the price on this time and sales are going to jump to 126 and then quickly jump above. So right there you're seeing 126.99.
See, we saw that 2,000 order. Another 4,000 one.
Boom.
Do you guys remember how many shares were at the ask wall? Who remembers that? Type it in the chat. We'll see if you're paying attention. At the 126 wall, do you guys remember how big the wall is?
Rippy's a whole damn teacher, bro.
How big was the wall? You guys could type.
If you don't type, you get shot.
1,200. Yeah, Flux, you got it. Thank you for paying attention, bro. Let's see. Did they fully fill here? 300, 100, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900. What does that add up to, guys? 900 plus 300 is what? It's 1,200, by the way. Thank you. So they fully filled that ask wall.
Wait,
So
but also show them this. Right after, you guys are going to see the ask jump from 126.02 to 126.06 almost.
And for AMD, that's a relatively big move because the spread on AMD is usually within 2 cents, and the bid and ask are always close to each other.
And then look at the size of those shares that were being bought above the ask.
You guys
That's
seeing
telling
this?
me that the fucking idiot who did that market bought his contracts, or he market bought his shares. And then right when an algo, right as someone bought there, an algo picked up that the ask jumped higher and sold off their shares right in that instant.
And guys, you know how you can tell that's an algo? Whenever you see this decimal point with a couple numbers right here. Look. And that adds up to 2,500, by the way. You see that?
Yes.
They scammed this guy in real time. Honestly, guys, you see that? That's the fuckery. That's the manipulation you guys got to put up with. That's the bullshit. Do you see that right there? 2,500 shares here. They let it go right after that.
Yeah.
Let's continue this.
So what's that telling us? That's telling us that the algos bought and then they sold immediately at the same price.
Where are they buying? 3,000 shares. Let's see. Ask wall right here.
What's the purpose of that?
It's honestly just to fuck people over.
The algos, like, why would they buy?
That's a spoof order, bro. So what they're doing is they're trying to get people to be like, ready, look. Oh, 2,500 shares just bought above the ask. I'm hopping into calls. It's bouncing off support, right? Right after, they sell in 2 different increments to show it that it's like, oh, yo, it's not 2,500 shares. They sell it in 2 different increments, trick the retailer or whoever, right? Whatever. They have their own reasons, right? No one's just buying and selling in the same second.
And do you see how they spread up their order on that scam shit? You saw 2,500 come in and they bought in a blotch of like 1,243 and the other one was some weird number. They always do it with those weird ass numbers, bro. It's a robot. It's within seconds too, by the way.
It was in the same second. The same fucking second.
So let's see this. We have another wall. Look, 1,000 shares, 500, 1,800, what is that, 1,700, and then I don't know what that number says. I believe
2.
that's a 2. All right, let's see, 1,900. Yeah, 1,900 at 12, 126.10. Sorry. Let's see. That's on the offer. That's waiting
Right
to
there.
be sold. Let's pause. I gotta rewind that.
Well, he put his hands into his pockets like, oh, fuck, I got hiccups.
Bro, can you drink your fucking water?
I don't drink.
See that 10 more.
Not there. Let's get it right there.
Boom.
Right. And look at the level 2 right there. 1210 wall is completely botched. And boom, right there. Look at those buy orders and sell orders, right?
Right here.
So you guys are seeing 2,600 bought, and then look at the amount sold.
Right at
Literally
12.
1 second after. This is an imbalance, guys, where the buyers and sellers are no one's in control of the tape yet. They're fighting over this price territory right now. So buyers are stepping in and sellers are immediately selling right there.
It's like tug of war.
Are you guys understanding? Does anyone have any questions?
Yeah, this might be like low-key complicated, but I want to
Yeah,
walk
it's
you
literally
down.
tug of war at these prices. It's a imbalance. They're both in balance with each other. Equal amounts of like the tape is literally so chopped right now. Red and green. If you're seeing both at the same time, right? You're seeing a big block of green and then a big block
That's
of
the
red.
negotiation. That's the argument.
That's where like, hey yo, fam, let me get some shares, and they're like, nah, we're gonna sell.
Yeah, CJ, this is with a filter too, by the way, so it's a little bit slower. When you don't have a filter here, like this part I'm highlighting here, it will say show all sizes. You'll see people that go on Robinhood and it's little Timmy and he's buying 1 share of AMD for his mom's retirement. Like that's not gonna move the price. It moves though. It moves fast. You know, you'll see those small orders, but I use a filter because I want to see big boys. I want to see big participants.
CJS, just, you know, even like tomorrow, throughout the week, just sit and watch the tape. Watch level 2 and watch it unfiltered. You're gonna. It's a little difficult now, but if you keep training your eyes, I promise you, it'll make it much easier to read. Start out, make it hard for yourself, and then add the filters.
Today's making more sense.
Yeah, it's just practice.
It's practice.
It's just
though.
training your eyes.
And it's like it's annoying as fuck, but it's screen time. Like as much as I hate that answer, it's literally all about staying in front of your screen and like making it make sense in your head. Like, oh, somebody bought this much here. They're loading here. They're buying above the ask here. There's a lot of volume coming into the tape. This tape is so fast right here at this level. This level is important.
And guys, when you see these big bidders and Mark those levels down intraday. Those are the big levels. Mark them down. They will try and retest.
So what did Magic Toothbrush says? So the filling the ask orders on level 2 on the. What does that mean?
So filling the ask orders on level 2 on the time and sale sells.
Oh, okay, okay.
Indicators so the price will move up. Yeah, so if they're basically buying the ask and you see it slowly chip away at the level 2, like you'll see the shares literally go from 500 shares, 400, 300, 200, 100, and then it's gone. It's telling you that they bought it out fairly quickly, and then it's just gonna continue up usually.
Yeah, they're aggressive participants that want it at the ask price. They're aggressive because they're buying it at the ask. So
But you want to see all those orders print. Because you know it could, if it's
you want to
if
see
they're
the
not
receipts,
filled,
bro. You want to see the receipts
Yeah.
that they're buying at that price.
If they're not filled, that's when you'll see that that fat wick and it'll drop right under. You want to see them fill.
So let's keep playing this. This is all 40 minutes. That's a lot of tape.
It's alright.
Just scroll past and just look for scroll to the end real quick.
Scroll to the end.
Yeah, just click that. So yeah,
Oh, we
this is
missed the
literally-
whole low.
Yeah, so let's just go down to the low.
Alright, yeah, let's watch it. I want to see them really
Because these were 15-minute candles.
smacking the bid. Alright, where can we go?
There we go. Like on this candle right here.
Alright, let's start watching from here. So we want to see this low break.
Guys, what's going on? It's TradeZella Farmer. Today we're
So let's keep watching.
2,300 share sell at the bid right there.
Damn, bro, too fast.
Bro, you put your hands in your pockets.
Okay, read this for him, man. My eyes are so bad.
And 2,300 sell right at the bid right there, guys. So you can see 125.86, 2,300 shares. Let me do the math on that. I think that's got to be like 300K.
Like 400 racks, right? 3 something, 350?
125.86. $289,000 worth of shares sold into the bid at a crucial support level near the low of day. What's that tell you? That it's most likely going to continue down.
This guy isn't interested, and he's not confident AMD will be much higher in the short term. That's what it's telling you. He's not interested right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he dumped it at the bid. The bid, whenever you dump something at the bid,
You want it gone fast.
you want it gone ASAP. You want it out of your hands, bro. So let's keep playing. And let's see that 71 level we were watching before. I forgot how many shares were there, but we'll see him pop up again. You just saw 10 at 80. I'm going to replay that again. You just saw 10 bidders wall at 80, and they got smacked very quickly. We will rewind that. That's important. Especially at those whole numbers, guys, too. At psychological numbers, like obviously 126, 125 break, but you'll see the round even numbers. Because when people buy, they want to buy at a nice looking price. Like, I don't really care that much, to be honest, but if you're a long-term investor, I guess, I got Apple shares at 125 exactly. They just want to haggle for it. People like doing that. So let's pay attention to 125.80 on the bid, and then you'll see them transact very quickly, and then the bid will drop to 78. Let's play that again. So let me catch 80 when it comes around. Should be soon. Boom. Okay, even worse. Even worse. Look, that's 1,300, 1,400, 1,500. Oh my! I just ruined that whole thing. My bad. Damn.
You'll find it.
Wow.
As long as you believe.
That was embarrassing.
You
Oh
just
my
spoiled the
God.
movie, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Motherfucker, man. There you go. Just click it.
Fuck. All right, my bad, guys. Watch 125.80 again. Pay attention. Let's see. 80. There was I think 1,400 shares at 1,300 or something. Let's see it again.
There
Boom.
you go.
Okay. All right. I'm not gonna touch the thing. So that's 1,100, 1,300, 1,400, 1,500, 1,600 shares at 125.80 right here.
You guys can see.
That's a big wall. And when you're in puts, by the way, don't get scared by these big walls. Do not get scared, because if this breaks, that means we are going down. Same thing. If you're playing calls to the upside and you see a fat seller's wall, don't get scared, because if they fill that seller's wall, we are sending, bro. Relax.
You want to see those. It's a good sign.
You're yellow sending. Right there.
Question.
What's up?
So are the bidders the buyers?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right, but then look, the sellers on the tape, you see, they filled their bid orders. So guys, remember, the red doesn't mean it's just selling. It means an order's filled at the bid.
Somebody bought too.
Yeah,
It's
so
a transaction.
someone bought those bids, right? So those people who had the buys there, someone sold into their bid and they bought the bids. I know it's confusing, but you'll understand it. Red is the bid, ask is the green. So someone over there in the 12.8 area, someone who had those bids up, those are all people selling into his bid, and that guy got filled for his buys. So that guy is no longer a buyer. His bids are completely taken out of the market, as you can see right there on the tape. And now the level 2 dropped down 4 cents to 125.76, telling us that it wants to continue lower.
And now people are cautious. They're lowering their bid. They're seeing that guy getting taken out with aggression. They're like, oh, maybe we can get a cheaper price for this. That's their thought process.
Fucking Indians.
And who remembers what this number was at 80?
1,300 shares, I think.
Something like that. If you add that up, we'll see if he's
or
fully
1,800,
filled.
I forget.
I think it was like 1,900 or something. I don't know. It's a little late, but this guy got filled. He's a bozo. Let's see who's next.
He's giving bozo.
Let's see. You're seeing 5 at 78. You're seeing them sell right to them at 78. You're seeing 1,000 shares at 78, 1,100. Let's see him fade away. 76. Look at that.
Yeah.
Man.
They
Guys.
flew through that bit.
Guys, look at that.
Guys, when you see the tape fly like that, that's a good thing. You want to see that. That's momentum right
Look,
there.
big size. All sells. The bidders.
What is that telling us, guys?
Still a big wall at 70. I told you guys, get excited when you see those big walls. That means a little break is coming.
Yeah,
Get excited, bro.
125.70, right? If we were on voice, you gotta be like, yo, guys, under 125.70, we're yalla sending to the bottom. So hit play again. Just keep that there. Boom!
And look, what was I telling you guys? People are saying, oh, we can get this cheaper. We saw a big boy at 125.80 get hit. We saw 70 wall. Those guys got destroyed. We're going to lower our negotiation. Like, this is not the hot product. I can buy it for a cheaper price. I could buy it on discount. That's what they're thinking. They're lowering their bids, and people are selling right into their bids, right? It would market orders too, or maybe stop losses. They're selling right into their bids.
And guys, remember we were talking about imbalances? It's not so imbalanced anymore, right? Buyers are like, oh, yo, sellers, you guys are way stronger than us at these levels. You take over, we'll come back at a lower level.
And look at the size. Look at the volume here. Look at that. If you add all of this up, this is millions of dollars. This is maybe 2 mil, maybe 3 mil. Right here, this is right here too. Almost 3,000 shares. No, almost, what is that? I can't even do math. Almost 2,000 shares. A lot of shares being transacted at the bid. So people are aggressively dumping this. Now you have aggressive sellers selling to whatever bid price is, whatever the bid price is. So now we'll see 65. That was our local low. Let's see that get taken out, or if we skip over. I don't even know what happens. Let's play it. Boom.
Ooh.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's
Look,
going to 0.
by 5 cents, and they're filling everybody.
And look at
the
the ask, guys. 125.65. So people that want to buy, there's someone selling 1,100 shares
Heavy
at
offer.
125.65, showing that sellers are now in control.
1,400 shares.
Selling into the bid means the people that are buying on level 2 at the bid, you look at the time and sales, people are selling shares to those buyers, and those buyers are getting filled. So selling into the bid, the people are selling their shares at the bid price and taking those buyers out.
Yes, thank you, Willie. Yes, more supply than demand. Think about it. It's like an eBay business. Nobody likes this price right now. Nobody likes this. They're just dumping it for whatever they can get. The market is trying to find a spot where buyers agree again and where they could bounce the stock. What's that attractive price? I don't know. It might be on a round number. Let's see. Maybe there's a big 125 wall and you see the bidders step up right here. You see them stack up here and you see them attack the ask, or whatever the ask is, when we get to 125 on the bid. So they're selling the low side of the spread because exactly, CJs, they just want to get out right now. I don't give a fuck. I just want to get out right now, right? I don't care if I'm selling it for 125.61 or 125.60. I just want to get out. I'm red. I just want to, maybe they're panicking, or maybe they're just, they're just cutting their loss. It's whatever. It doesn't matter at this point. You just want to see that aggressive selling happening. But they're selling the low side. You're exactly correct. They are desperate. I want to get out, and I want to get out fast too. Fast, and that's the key there. I want to get out fast
and furious.
So let's see 60.
Look at the bid walls.
Yeah, big
1,800.
bid walls. Go back a little bit.
Let's rewind the sucker. Tell me when to pause it.
Right there. You guys see 2,200 shares at 125.75, right? There's someone trying to buy literally $250,000 worth of stock at 125.75. Now hit play.
Now watch it. You guys notice this, right? You guys notice this. Give me a little yes. We'll make it interactive. You guys are falling asleep.
2,200 shares, right?
Let's see him. Let's see what happens. Watch.
Unpause. Look at the fucking.
They ate him up. Wow. It's like he wasn't even there. They ate him up.
Beat him up.
Even below the bid. Below the bid.
They said, "Oh, you want to buy our shares? Take a pussy." Threw it at him. Pause again. Oh, you missed it.
No way.
Right there was 1,800 shares being sold. They literally fucking ate his ass cheeks, bro.
Whoa.
Look at that selling. Look at how fast. When sellers take a look at that. 2,400 shares.
Oh man, perfect. Somebody screenshot that.
What's
That's
17
perfect
plus
example.
17? Is that
34 plus 5 is
the dumbass.
39 plus 2, 4,100 shares at 60. 4,300.
That's half a mil.
That's a lot.
4,300
That's a
shares.
lot. That's a $500,000 McChickens.
Take your calculator out, do 4,300 multiplied by 125.60. What number do you guys get? Understand how much money is sitting there waiting to be bought.
$540K worth of shares.
$500,000, right? That's what we want to see. Get excited when you see fat buyers, showing up on the bid side. Get excited when you see that, because if this breaks, we're going. We're dropping.
Yellow sand. Boom, and it fucking broke, I think.
Oh yeah.
Oh, 125.6. Ready? You'll see, like, the buyer that's scared.
Look, small bounce.
Oh yeah.
Look, that buyer is still there, guys. 125.6.
17.
That means he's getting filled, and boom, they fucking sold into his ass because, yo, bitch made motherfucker.
They sold even below the bid. Look, 1,000, 800, 200, all this. Look at that selling. Yes, if that breaks, other people's, maybe their stop gets triggered.
Yep, all their stops.
Maybe they see the selling
That just
pressure.
means the stock, it doesn't have any buyers there.
Yeah.
That means big buyers already got filled. That means right now, they're like, big buyers, no whales are buying here. Right? The ones that were buying, they got sold into. So other whales are cautious, like, holy fuck, they filled them so fast. They're going to do the same to us. We're going to get fucking bagged.
Makes sense.
Hit play. Just let it go through now. And then just see what happens to the stock.
Let's see 125.50. Maybe there's another wall there at that round number.
Yeah.
Like I told you guys, those round numbers make sense. That's 60. That was $500,000. Literally $500,000 sitting at 125.
Look at the tape, guys. 4,000 shares sold. Look at that red. Oh my.
Lit them up.
I will send you to Jesus.
Lit them up. Nothing really on the bid side. Ask side is a little bit more balanced here. Let's see. Oh my God. Look at that. Look. I'm not making this shit up, guys. I'm not making this shit up. Do you see that? 125.50. What did I say? Round number. Somebody do the math on this, please. Really quick.
7,800 times 125.5. Literally $1 million on just that buyer.
$1 million. So this tape is about to get violent. It's about to get violent. If you guys
just like Ray Rice.
Look.
Oh my. They just sent them to Jesus.
I unpause and pause for 1 second. Look, they're selling 6 cents.
Let's go back and see if we can.
We can't. No. Yeah. 6 cents below the bid. They're dumping the hell out of this. Watch. 125.50. That's the number. Pay attention. 125.50. I'll pause it again. Let's see. Boom. We caught it again. Look.
7,800. Ready? You gotta pause and unpause. Literally use your fast fingers. Just do it again.
Look at 125.50.
Look at that.
Spreading.
Guys, massive size.
You guys see how fast they took that motherfucker out?
Massive size. You see a small buy, but then look what happens next. They dump completely on the bid. Still,
still there.
Still hasn't been fully filled, but look.
But
size.
they're printing 125.50.
And this happened so fast.
Look, that was him.
You guys saw how you heard how fast I pressed that, right? You heard that. That was a millisecond, and this is a recording.
That's one person, Wally, and it doesn't matter if it's multiple people. But ready, look, the bid, right? They dumped it into him so fast it started selling under that he, instead of buying the bid, he bought the ask for the last 3,400 shares.
Sucker.
His bid turned into the ask in literally like a fucking finger snap, bro. Faster than it takes me.
Yeah, really, it doesn't really matter who that is. Just it matters the size of where they're setting up at and how it gets filled. And
size matters.
And the speed in which it got filled. Like I literally paused and unpaused that like within a second, like less than a second. Honestly, you heard the room. So let's see.
Look at that. They all got filled in the same second.
Literally one fat order.
So you guys look at the time, 12:36:23.
Right here.
Down to the second, they got filled instantly.
So it's important to pay attention to time, but definitely what I pay attention to is the color, the bid, if I'm playing puts, and the size. That's why I use a filter. The size is crazy, bro. This is crazy size. All in one order, too. That's $500,000 that just got sold right in front of your face within 1 second. Imagine that. That's crazy. That's somebody's house. Just got sold within 1 second. Literally less than 1 second, by the way.
Guys, don't worry if you can't catch all of it right now.
But if you just see that aggression that, oh, we were just at 50. Look at my bid. We made a new low, 6 cents. Let me hold my position. Let me see if I can find another big bidder's wall. And we'll see the next one.
125 is going to be one because that's a huge level.
Psychological number. Let's see. Let's see us continue. Watch the tape here. And let's see.
Let it continue down to 125.
Let's see if we see another big wall, guys. And guys, if you guys catch a big wall, type it in the chat too. I want you guys to really learn and understand. So let's play. Nothing really at 40.
Just let it go through. All the way down to 125. You guys will see the tape is sell side heavy. You'll see buyers and then it's immediately overtaken by fucking heavy sellers. You won't see any heavy buyers at these levels yet. That's telling you, yo, it's probably going to continue down. 1,500 buyer immediately overtaken by a sea of sellers. Where the buyers at?
Now watch, 36 is our low. Watch 36 get executed here, if not less. 36 a little bit.
Spinning off these perks like a
That's our low. Watch that on the bid. 125.36.
I'll pause. There's shoot,
Oh yeah. More bidders again. 49 stacking up.
Look
The
at
ask
that.
though.
Look at those bidders. Look
They're
at all those
they're
chickens.
they're still not aggressive buyers. They're still trying to bid and negotiate here. That's really not any bias to cut your trade and go flip long.
Mhm.
You understand? So let's see if they get filled
See
here.
if 47
49 and
fills.
47. Already 100 shares got taken out. Let's see 49. Let's see if they get filled. 49
Yep,
a
see
little
some
bit,
49.
little bit.
And then
47 a little bit.
Still, yeah. See, they're chipping away.
Big
They're
wall.
chipping away at the bid.
So that 49 wall, that guy is toast. He's gone. Sayonara. Now there's 47. Let's see.
Yeah,
That's
carne
around
asada to him.
that's around 8,000 shares. Let's see 47 if it pops.
Look at
up.
that. You guys saw it go
Yeah.
from 65 to 64, and then the bid moved up, right? So it didn't fill him all the way. So he's going to probably pop back. Right there, he's back.
He's back, but he's getting filled. See,
Yeah, it's getting chipped away.
this was 166, 700 shares just got sold here.
All right, now we're going to see, you guys are going to see that 59 there slowly reduce down to 0, and then the bid go away
Watch
from
this.
125.47. Just watch that.
Watch where the mouse is at.
Motherfucker didn't even give him a second. They didn't even give him a
Look at
chance.
that.
He had no
Oh my God.
choice.
That's how quick it goes. Look, he's gone. He's literally gone.
Poof, he a bitch.
This guy is literally donezo. He looked intimidating, right? Did he not look like, oh my god, we might bounce there? Holy crap, 8,000 shares. Look, gone.
Wiped him, bro.
All gone.
Fucking Jake Paul and
All
Nate
in the
Robinson.
same second.
Bah.
All in the same second.
Guys,
too.
if they keep lowering their bids, you have nothing to worry about. Stay in the trade.
Now watch 36 again because that's our recent low. Look, I just unpaused it for 1 second. Now look, we're stacking up a little bit. Offer is heavy. You know, let's see the tape here. Watch 36. 900 shares, 1,100
Let's just let it
shares,
play down to
1,200 shares. 1,200 shares at 36. Already somebody's filling below the bid. That's a good sign already. Small here. 200 shares, 500 shares below the bid.
Let's see, 125, 3,500 shares there.
New low. Look. Oh my god.
Oh my god, 4,000 share sell right there.
Oh my god,
Mhm.
look.
I remember as we were recording this and I had Michael record this, I was like, Michael, this is gonna be so great for the fucking view. Let's fucking go.
Literally.
Because we were heavy as fucking puts, and I was like, let's go, bro. These sellers are insane.
Which day was this?
Dude, this was fucking yesterday.
Again, 21. They're putting up big balls. They're trying. Some people are trying. This is also to tell you if it's a little bit overextended. You're seeing them stack up, but let's see if 19 gets filled.
It starts to get filled instantly.
Instantly. Gone. 19. Let's see. 17, nothing really there. Look, I told you, nothing really there. They're selling below the bid. It was at 17. They sold, goddamn, you know, what is that? Almost 4,000 shares at, you know, below the
Yeah.
bid. Below the bid right here. One order, one shot. Now let's see. Already I can see, look guys. If this fucking mouse would have got the weight. Look at 125 on the level 2, guys. What do you guys see?
I see it.
Already it's a psychological number, but what do you guys see there? Type it. At 125 on the level 2. on the BS, the bid side. You see a 3,500 share wall sitting. So decent size order. Let's see. Exactly. Thank you, Michael. 35.
What a smart young gentleman.
Let's see. And they're setting up when we're 12 cents away. So that's showing that, okay, we're buying at a discount. If the stock price gets here, we're interested, but we're still passive buyers. If they were aggressive buyers, they would be hitting this 1,300 share wall. Actually, more, excuse me, 1,300, 1,500 share wall. If they were aggressive buyers, they would be buying here. Do you understand what I'm saying? They're waiting. They're waiting. Let's see. 11s. I want to see us get close to 125.
Yeah, once you see 125, you just gotta assume there's gonna be heavy buyers stepping in because that's such a psychological level.
Let's see if we can get close.
Where the problem's at? I'm spinning all these perks like a laundromat. Can we do a 10-second skip ahead?
You are so goddamn impatient.
Can we do it again?
No, hold on. Let's see something.
You guys are starting to see buyers stack up here. Sellers taking them out still. So sell side is still heavy. Boom, buy side is coming heavy. So
small bounces. Heavy size.
Stacked there.
Heavy size at the ask. A little bit of a bounce. Let's see. I would still try and hold it for the 125 break. I want to see it retest one time. A little 20-cent pop is not going to kill you. Let's see.
You guys see sellers coming.
They're lowering their bids again. They're getting filled at the bid. They're lowering their bid. No more buying at the ask for now. Let's see. They're trying to hold their bid at the 20s. 20s got taken out. Actually, below 20s. They hit 18. Let's see.
So it's like, oh, no. You're not
20s we're holding a little bit of buying on the ask. Let's see if we can get one more low. I'm going to try to catch this next low. If I could pause it.
Oh, no.
Let's see, 125.11. We'll catch him.
125.
Oh, look at that buy wall. Look at that buy.
Oh.
20,000
wow.
shares.
Nice.
So,
wow.
guys, what's that telling you? Look at that. First of all, that's gotta be whoever bought that is already down horrendous.
That's a dark pool.
That's a dark pool because look at where they bought, right? No, dark pool doesn't show up on tape, right?
No, you can catch them. It's
Oh,
on
for real?
TOS, yeah. This is an algo. Whenever you see it, Mahir told me that. This is an algo.
Here's a fucking goat then.
Yeah.
Yeah, but guys, look, 20,000. That's telling you that a bounce should be incoming. So let's see how much. Dude,
guys, that is a ton of money. This is 100 filter. That is a crazy
2.5 mil.
Wow.
And somebody just bought
40 cents above the ask. So that's telling you that the stock should.
Now, if you're in puts, that's a little bit of a okay. That's a little overextended. Let me maybe take my profits, or let me just watch to see if 125 gets broken. I'm not entering early yet. If I'm scalping, that's a red flag. If I'm playing puts, if I'm looking for a bounce trade, what is?
So basically, when it's coming down to 125 psychological level, you're seeing someone hit the ask 40 cents above for 20,000 shares. That's telling you that a bounce is starting to come. Maybe start scaling out some of your profits on these puts, right? So I'd be taking off like 70% of my position here and holding 30% for runners, seeing if we get that 125 break.
So when you see a large bid, you want to see them get filled super quickly for confidence. Yes, you want to see them. You want to see them stack up like we saw 50, 125, 50. That was a big wall, about 500,000. You want to see the tape, if I'm in puts, print at 50 or below with massive size and quickness. You want to see that wall completely disappear.
Size and quickness.
Completely disappear. There's one above there too, just 100, not 2,500. Oh, nice catch, bro. Yeah, there you go. Nice catch, bro. That's a lot of money. What's the money on that? How much is it? 2 million, you said?
2.6 million on the
Yeah,
bottom.
2.6 in one order above the ass. Let's see what happens. So now if you're in puts, you already caught a nice meat of the move. 60-cent move on AMD. Weekly contracts, you'd be up like what, 20, 30% at least? 30, 40%. So, at this point, if you see this, scale out and then see maybe do we take out 125s or are we bouncing here? And also at this point, you want to be watching SPY as well.
And you look at this is the 15-minute candle. You got a minute left for this candle to close, right?
No, you don't. You have 6 minutes. 12:45.
Oh, fuck, I'm an idiot. I thought it was the 10-minute. I'm a fucking idiot.
Yeah, I like to use the 10-minute.
Is there any questions right now?
If you have a question?
Let's try and watch 11. 11 was there for a second. Nobody executed at 11.
Boom, right there.
Now look, 11 was our recent low, stacking up a little bit, small wall, 1100 at 125.10, already started filling him. So 1100 shares need to be let off.
And guys, you won't be able to pause like this in real life. Like
Yeah.
we're just accustomed to, you know.
This
we're
is
able
why
to
it's
see-
good to go back and see why your trade worked or where you effed up on, because you could see like in real time. Honestly, it would be tough to catch that 20,000 order. To be quite honest with you, it's moving so fast. It would pop up on a filter, but you have to be paying attention. Like when you're managing your trade, you have to be watching. Your eyes
It
need to be
wouldn't be
moving.
that hard to catch a 5-figure one. It'll be hard
If
to
the
catch.
filter was different, like if it's a
Oh,
1,000 filter.
if it's like a $1 filter, like literally one share. If there was no filter, but the main thing you look for, guys, is you look for those big buyers and sellers on the tape, and then you're looking at level 2, right? You'll get accustomed to looking at everything at once.
And look, already 125 is there. A little bit before that, so. You know, we're coming into a big buyer's wall. We're coming into a roadblock. So what's going to happen at this roadblock? Can we push through, or are we going to get slapped and rejected? Let's see. And if you're option scalping, this is where you should be vigilant with your position and really, because, you know, your premiums are going to move accordingly, especially because we're trading weeklies most of the time. If you get caught in a crazy bounce, you know, you'll lose a nice percentage. So
Lose all your monies.
watch for 125. Let's see. We already caught a nice move. Volume was cool on this candle. Still has 6 minutes. You know, might be more than the previous one. Let's see. 125.08 being executed quickly. 2,000 quickly. Offers being dropped quickly. Let's see. Where do we bottom out at?
125 was still sitting there.
125. He's not showing up fully. TOS is weird like that sometimes.
Right
Yeah.
there it is, right there.
TOS is weird like that sometimes. You'll see the order pop in and out, but he's still there with, 3,000 shares, and a little bit below that 3,300, a little bit below that 3,600. So always assume at those round numbers that there is a wall regardless of what direction you're playing. So let's say AMD was at 124.90, right? Assume that there's going to be a seller's wall at 125 if we're playing to the upside. Same thing if you're playing to the downside. Assume there's going to be a bidder's wall to catch the bottom, because, if you're an investor or a trader, day trader with equities, if you're seeing something, I don't have the full chart for this, but if you're seeing something that opened up in the morning around 132s and you can catch a nice dip by it, you have maybe a support line at 125 or support line at 123. People might be, curious to start a little entry here in a long position. Let's see what happens at 125, or if we even get there. Let's see. Little bit at
And you
04.
see the stacks. You see the stacks. 30 shares.
Oh yeah,
They're
even
starting
more
to add
popped
up,
up.
yeah, they're starting
I don't
to
know
add
if you
up.
guys can see this. Oh man.
It's 30 and 20.
Bottom.
So it's
5,000 shares.
So that's telling you, buyers are starting to step in. They're starting to get some, heat going, because they're starting to stack. It's not just one person anymore. It's a couple people starting to stack some bids, telling you that, bounce could be incoming.
And you could trim some at this point.
Yeah, definitely.
You're up fat as fuck.
Let's see. 05s. Nothing at 125 yet. Nothing at 125 yet. Oh boom. Oh man. Let me pause that.
And they moved their bids up.
Look.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to, let me pause that one more time for you guys. So you know how we were talking about the negotiation process? Maybe people are thinking this is a bit overextended. Shorts have had their fun. Maybe I'll come in for a dip buy, and you'll see them move up their bid. That means that, okay, maybe I wanted to pay 125 flat. It's a good enough discount. I'll meet you in the middle, 125.10. Fuck it, let's try it. Let's see. Let's see. The bid is holding. Tape right here, a little bit executed at 125.10. Small wall. Let's boom. In a matter of like half a second, look how they moved their bid up with a lot of shares. So we had 30 plus 20. We had 5,000 sitting at 125. Maybe somebody is coming in and just not trying to nail the exact bottom, but he's trying to catch a good discount on AMD. And
he's like, 125. There's already 2 stacked big buyers there. I'm gonna go and under and over. Like,
yeah,
basically
he's
outbidding them.
Yeah.
He's like, say you have a fucking Rubik's Cube you're selling, right? Like the $15 fuck. Ready? Look, the fucking Puff Bar, right? You're at high school. You're fucking someone's selling it, right? Say you're a fucking fiend. So the price is 15. He's like, another person is already buying it for 50. You're like, you know what, bro? Fuck it. I'll give you 20. Let me get it right now.
Yeah. That's all that is, guys.
And that guy basically outbid that person. He's like, I'm gonna buy up here because I'm not gonna get filled down there. Because he already knows, second those start getting filled, it's gonna bounce from 125 because it's such a good psychological level. and it's gonna be hard to get your shares filled there. He's like, fuck it, I'm buying 10 cents above. I want these shares bad.
And let's see if he fills, and let's see even if he has to move up and hit the ask, because he's trying to get filled. He hasn't bought yet, guys. He's still negotiating.
125.10. That's the area to watch.
He's still negotiating. Nothing's been transacted for him yet. Let's play it. Let's see. Little bit got filled. You saw that 56 turn into 6, and then the bid jumped up a cent. Little bit got filled. He might still be there. He might start hitting the ass too. He might start. It's not really chasing, but he might want to just take his entry here. Let's see.
No, he's still at the bid.
Still there?
Yeah, 4,800. And then boom, fucking price rockets from there.
Bidders are stepping in.
That 125 guy is still there.
The 125 guy stubborn. He's like, yo, you either come get me or I'm gonna come get you.
Let's try and catch 125.10 again.
Oh, nice fucking scroll down on that one.
Oh, you were moving. I thought I was moving. I was like, what the hell?
Michael really scrolled down when it mattered the most. He's like, let me check this shit out.
Go.
completely on accident. He's like, all right, let me check this shit out.
Let's see, 125.10 again on the bid.
There he is. He's still there. 30 shares. He was there 30 shares?
I gotta rewind a second to catch that.
Rewind. Welcome to
And you'll notice he's not fully filled. He was partially filled. So let's see again if we can catch him.
Right. Nah.
Oh,
Right.
boom. Okay.
2,900.
So he was still there. I think he was at 56 before, if I'm not
58.
something like that.
Some shit.
So
Yeah.
half of his order got filled, and
Some
he's
broke
still
boy
there.
shit. 58.
Watch here if 10s get filled. Let's see. He had 4,800 shares he wanted. Maybe he slaps here. Maybe he waits for it on the bid. Still there.
Still
Popped
there.
up at 20.
He's getting filled. All filled. Yep, he got filled.
Boom. 8-cent pop after he got filled. By the way, look. That guy was fully out with his 6,000. Fully in, excuse me, with his 6,000 shares.
In the same second.
Now let's see where price can go. Let's see our bidders step in. Maybe they'll hold 125s. Maybe they'll start bidding up. There's interest. Maybe your ask starts raising up. Then you want to see price hit the ask with size. Understand that your eyes need to be trained to look here, here, boom, 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 like that. Fuck the candlesticks.
It's like driving a car. You're looking at your left.
These are your mirrors,
right.
yeah. Yes, sir. These are your mirrors. This is bullshit. This is what paints the bullshit. Understand that. More volume on this candle. Still 5 minutes left. A little bit more volume. Volume indicates transactions that indicates interest. Excuse me. Let's see. Back at 10. Nothing really filled. Back at 10 again. He's still there. People like that 10 spot now. Look. Stacked. Flux, have a good night, brother. Thanks for coming.
Motherfucker thinks he's a level 2 master now, huh?
Flux said, I got it.
Flux got a print
Flux
tomorrow.
said, flux you guys.
Still a little bit at 10. This guy's interested. They're raising their ass. Look. Look what just happened there. They know people want it at 10. They'll say, okay, we'll give it to you at 22. How much do you guys really want it now? Now the buyers have to step in and show interest. Now they have to fight for these prices. This is a discounted price. What happens on Black Friday, guys? You see people's, grandmothers get into fist fights over a TV because the price is so damn good, right? That's what's happening here. This is Black Friday on the market. Do you understand that?
Who doesn't like to pay low prices for shit?
CJs, have a good night, bro. Thank you for coming.
CJs.
Let's run it. Black Friday prices.
I think we should finish it up here soon after it bounces.
Yeah, let's see. I want to just show them the little bounce. Maybe we might fast forward. But we noticed that 125 wall. He's still there, 125.
He got filled on the tape. We don't have to pause. They filled the
Let's
tape.
let it run.
Yeah.
Now you're seeing transactions at the ask. All greens, all at the ask. Now they're, look, stacking up here a little bit. Buyers are stacked up here. Volume is up. Size is there. 125 is holding. 125.10 has been filled. Now they're raising the ask.
It's created an imbalance.
Now let's see. 25s. Boom. Size. Over. 28.
Size on buyers.
Boom. 28.
They want to see the shit go back.
Boom. Look at that. 32. They're raising the ask. They're trying to see. They're trying to see where these guys chicken out at. That's really what it is. How much can we scam these guys for? How much can I sell them sell my shares to them for? How badly do you want it? These guys got to show me how bad they want it. For us to go long, if we wanted to dip buy, we want to see them. How badly do we want it? I don't want to see a 30-cent break. That's not enough for me. Volume is there. Maybe I go down to the 5-minute and see what's happening. But let's see. 30 on the ask. Not a really big wall. A little bit over the ask. Look at that. 33. This cocksucker paid 800, a little bit over. Let's see. 31s. Oh my God, look. This is... They're putting up walls here. Buyers are showing up. They're stepping up. Nothing crazy on the size, but a little bit of a bounce. 2,000 shares. 35. 5,000. Boom. That's a big boy at 36. So that guy that overpaid at 33, he just really wanted to get in.
Yeah, SPY tape is a little harder because it goes much faster.
But yeah, I definitely watch it. Definitely keep levels too for SPY. I use ES. If you go on my Twitter, I always use ES and NQ because they're futures. They don't stop. They only have 1 hour where they stop trading. That's between 5 and 6 o'clock before they open up Eastern time. But yeah, I always keep ES and NQ. NQ, Tesla follows NQ some days because it's in the tech sector. Amazon, today we actually lost money on Amazon. Do you guys know why? It's because Amazon is weighted so heavily in SPY. I wanted to go in long Amazon and SPY pulled back on me. And you know what happened? Amazon wicked by $17. So seriously, it happens. It really happens. It's fine. Let's see. 35s. Let's see them raise their ask here with the tape coming in with some green prints. Let's see them maybe hit 40. 135.40 is the next thing. I want to see bidders get filled here. I want to see them move. Let's see. I told you guys about 40, right? Look. That's what you want to ask yourself when it's happening. Okay, buyers have taken over 20s. Let's see how they act at 40. Do they think that's too expensive? Not really. Look, they're paying above ask. Almost at the ask. 39 is the bid. You could try and get filled at 40. They're trying 41 and 42. So let's see. 400 shares here. Nothing really stacked on the sellers. I'm noticing volume is a little bit higher. Might be a reversal candle here. Let's see. 40s was our high. 4 minutes on this candle.
Bro, I'm gonna fall asleep looking at these candles.
Let's just let it play through.
No, they gotta understand.
Pause it every fucking second.
No, I really want them to get it, bro.
They'll get it, bro.
Let's see. We were talking about 40s earlier.
My youngest Winston, if he can get it.
Look, I was mentioning 40s to you guys. You couldn't even see 40s on the level 2. These buyers are just skipping. Does the price action of major stock make SPY action? Does the price action of SPY? So it depends. Magic Toothbrush. So
I'm actually gonna get my cake.
there's some times where Tesla will have some catalysts and NQ really doesn't affect Tesla. But most of the days, the index will affect the individual stock. Sometimes, on rare occasion, you'll have Apple run and carry the market, but that's so few and far in between. When you're intraday scalping day to day with no catalyst, just price action, you want to really understand market sentiment. Then you could decide whether, we're in a trending market and I can hold my position and roll up and move my trailings up, or if we're in a choppy market and I get a break and I'm scalping, should I just take my little 10%, my little 12% scalp and just call it a day? Because you want to see SPY run with your individual stock to just give you conviction to hold. Honestly, it's like what's a good analogy? SPY is like, I'll come up with a good analogy, but let's see 50s. I want to see 125. That was once a big bidders wall. Let's see if it becomes a big sellers wall at 50. 125.50. Let's watch here. We're at 49s. Oh my God, look already. They filled them so damn quick, guys. It really happens that fast. When you see the bid skip like that, it's a good thing and a bad thing when you see the bid skip like that, because it's a good thing because you see that the people are willing to negotiate higher, but you want to see those orders fully filled too. Otherwise, we're just going to wick back down, fill them, and then continue to make the move. So these transactions are just showing where people are getting filled. You want to see them get fully filled. So let's see how hard we bounce. Already a 50-cent bounce from lows. If you're in puts completely, I might just take my profits. Or, if you're in the driver's seat of this trade, if you took it right here, maybe you'll say that, okay, if we break 126, I'll just be completely out of this trade. Whatever, maybe break even, maybe a small W. That's where you have to evaluate with the tape and with market sentiment too. Maybe SPY completely find a support here
Or you
and
take
bounce.
your profits and flip long.
Or you could do that as well. Look,
There was a 4,500.
60s was already a wall. Put that on the ask, and they're just skipping. But like I said, when you see it pop over 50, sometimes we'll come back to 50 because these guys weren't fully filled. So don't get scared. Just wait. Look, don't get scared. Just wait. There were a couple big boys that wanted to get in. Now they want to make the move again. Don't get scared. Now watch for 60. And look, 72, 73. You're already seeing these suckers. Let's see what we do. 72 and 73. Remember those numbers. 60s are printing. 65s. 68 was on the ask. Nobody executed yet. 65 was the highest. Actually, a little bit at 68. I just saw this order. Look, somebody almost at the ask. He actually paid above the. He paid above the ask here, with some nice size as well. I want to see 70s. Boom.
You guys hear that noise too?
Yeah, I do.
I wanted to see 70s, and that's what it is. Oh my God! Look, this is what you want to see. Bidders stepping up. Ask is moving up. It's like your eBay business, bro. Bidders are stepping up. People want it. You can get a little bit more money out of it. You can sell it for a little better price. Same thing.
Nice
Look at that nice wick too. This is where candle formations and structures will help you, but the level 2 paints the candle with more volume. We saw all the size come in. We saw a 20,000 order on this candle. This candle has 2 million volume. We saw 20,000 of that happen live in front of our face. And that guy filled 125.55. So he was actually red for a little bit, right? Somewhat caught the bottom. Nice dip buy. We'll see it bounce. Let's see if we can clear 126 next. Little bit of walls on the offer. Little bit of, oh, look at that. Big print.
Huge fill.
Big print there. Let's see. Let's see. A little bit above the ask, but a big order here. And boom. This does not mean a sell. This means somebody sold it to him for a lower price. This guy got in. That is a massive amount of shares. 13,000. Now look, bid is up. Ask is up.
Shares. $1 million worth.
Back at that 67 where that guy got filled. Remember 67? It popped up. 67 again. We'll see him. Let's see this guy fully fill. That was a fat order. Back to the 50s. I want to see them hold it. Let's see what they got here. Still a little bit of a fight though on the level 2. No buyer's aggression, not really yet. Let's see, 3 minutes on this candle. 60s are printing. Let's see. Still holding that 50. Little bit of selling pressure. I want to see that 50 again. Yeah, I think Shinobi played puts on this. I don't know.
Yeah,
We'll find the signal.
We sold the bottom pretty much.
But we're just talking in regards of when can you tell if something's a little bit overextended, where you should take your puts profits. Because now you see 50s are holding. Now I want to see big size on the tape at 50. I want to see them step up above 50 on the bid. That's what I'm looking for. Nothing really yet. Shout out to Michael for scrolling down. That's clutch. That is clutch. I want to see 50s again. They're just waiting. Filling everybody. Waiting. 49 on the ask. Not yet. She's not ready yet.
A lot of fighting right now.
Oh, still just fluff. This is why we watch the 15-minute. It's not really so erratic. Still in between 30 and 40. Same thing. I want to see above 50. They're just negotiating here, transacting a little bit small. 100 lots, nothing big. Let's see a big participant. Look at that. Big participant starts to step in. Big participant starts to step in. Now I want to see 50. I'm seeing some size before the break. Can I get 50?
Share sell. Buyer stepping in. Buy side heavy, 2,200 shares, 2,900 if you count that 700.
Another 2,200, yeah.
Boom.
Oh, big order.
43s. Still waiting for my 50.
Another 5,000.
Still waiting, still waiting. In between 30 and 40, just chopping people. Be patient.
1 minute. Oh, new 15-minute candle here. Should see a bounce.
We're holding the bids. You saw
2,100
125. Let me see 50.
Oh, big buyer stepping in. Sell side short.
There we go, Michael.
50 printing.
There we go,
There you
Michael.
fucking go.
50 is holding. I want to see 60. I want to see the guys at 71, 72. That's what I noticed from before. Let's see if they pop up again.
If you haven't scaled out yet, definitely should be scaling out.
Unless you got balls of steel and want to see your play go red. AKA ya boy.
So let's see what we got. 60s.
Boom.
Printing.
30. Look at these big buys, guys. You see how they're hitting the ass?
My bidders are moving up a little bit. Interested.
There's like, holy smokes, bro. We're missing out on the play, guys.
Yeah, they want to catch a nice
Holy
average.
fucking smoke. Shout out to my barber.
Let's see 60s. And then we'll see 126 and then we'll call it a night because I know it's very late for you guys.
Not late enough.
Let's see. I'm going to see that guy at 71 again.
Oh, big
Oh.
prints, big prints.
Boom, we'll try to rewind that.
They have no choice. Hit pause.
Willie, if I was going long, I would wait for that 125.50 because last time we saw it on the bid side, it was a fat wall. We seem to have been bottoming them out here with the volume on the last candle. I will be watching SPY because AMD moves with SPY.
I'm not in the business of trying to catch bottoms, so I would wait for a reversal sign to tell me.
I want to see something more. This is a little premature to hop in, to be honest. It's risky.
Yeah.
I want to see some real conviction, some real size.
I'm in the business.
70s are coming in, 73s. Look, a little bit above the ask. Look, this guy's above the ask. Look at the ask. Above it.
Not key levels. I'd wait to see buyers start taking over the tape. Like, you guys saw how before it was all red, like
All
2, 3.
sellers in
I
control.
want to see buyers start taking control here, you know, and I'm starting to see it right as that 125.7.
So look, this is also something that we're going to explain, guys. Look at this guy. Look at this bozo. 125.94. He's got 1,600 shares. He's putting that there to scare you. That's a good sign to go long. These are the things I'm looking to go long for because he wants to scare retail, sell a little bit before this big break. I don't want you to be in the move with me. Market makers want to shake you out and not take you with them on the move. They want to make all the money. They don't care about you. So let's see that guy at 94. I want to see him come up, and I want to see him get destroyed and demolished.
So I'm starting to see buy side is starting to become heavy. We're seeing some big buyers and
Look.
small sellers.
76 is coming above the ask. Quick prints. All this at the ask, if not above the ask. A little bit at 70s. My buyers are holding 125.70. They've come up from 125. You saw that all. 70 cents live. They've been coming up. They're holding it
77's
here.
printed, yeah. Oh, it's
Boom. 80s are going. A little bit above 80s. A little bit before.
Literally, you guys just saw this shit move 80 cents up and down and then back
80.
up.
Not really a big wall. Still that guy at 97. 1,600 shares. We remember him. We're going to see him again. Always remember those numbers. You will see them again. You will see them again. Let's see. I want to see 125.90. Oh, that was fast. Oh my goodness, it's going. Look above the ask. I'm going to try to catch another wall for you guys. That guy at 94 or 97, I believe. One of those two.
Oh, big. Wow. 86,
Size is
87.
coming in.
Oh, look at that. 5K.
Boom, right at 80. Right in between the spread. Lots of money being moved. You want to see the bidders take over 80 now. Right here.
Are you guys seeing this? Are you guys
Boom.
catching this?
Look how the bidders took over 80. They went to 81.
Let's just let it run.
Let's let it run to
They're
126.
probably so tired.
The recording's almost 2 hours long. I need to upload it too. Dude, how many minutes in are we in this shit?
Halfway.
Dude, 22 minutes in.
Nah, this is how you have to. This is how you have to break it down.
Shit.
Honestly, it's annoying, but this is how you have to learn. This is the only way you learn.
Time to learn.
So let's see. I want to see that guy at 94. I want to see them hold 70s at least, maybe 60s. I want to see them hold anything above 125.50 on
Once
the bid.
126 breaks with volume and I see sellers trying to take over that area and it breaks, then I'm like, alright, fuck it, I'm gonna go long here.
Let's see. 83s. You're just filling everybody in between here. 70s are holding on the bid still, stacking up a little bit. They took out 70s. Boom, boom. They took out 70s. They bought it right back up. You guys saw that 125.70s. Bought it right back up.
You know, yeah, motherfucker.
Now let's see something more. No big walls on the ask yet. I'm waiting for those if I want to flip long.
Oh, wait for them to stop being some bitches.
Let's see. Let's see what's next. You can see the bidders stepping up, yeah, for sure. They were, they were stacking up at 125. We saw that big guy move to 125.10. We saw him fully fill. Let's see what else we got. A little bit of walls here on the ask, nothing crazy. Spread is tight. Spread is tight on the stock. Let's see where we go from here. We're just watching price action. We're not predicting anything. We're just waiting for it to tell us what's happening. It's going to tell us in real time what's happening. No indicator is going to tell you this. Stochastic might say this is like oversold or something. Let's see. It'll tell you in real life if it's oversold or not.
This is the only leading indicator you need.
Exactly. Everything else is lagging based upon the price information, based upon the candlestick data. That's lagging.
Everything is based off the candlesticks. This is based off literally what makes
This
the
is
volume.
what builds up the candlesticks.
Look at that guy still sitting at 125.
Yeah, Bozo, he's not getting filled probably.
You're not getting filled, buddy.
He's just chill there. He's like, yo, he's like that one guy.
He's just a passive buyer though. He's chilling.
He has his hands like on his like behind his
Literally,
head.
bro, this guy is just snoozing at the desk waiting. He missed it by
He's got
3
his feet
cents.
kicked up at the table. He's like, alright, I'm doing my job, boys.
Let's see. We're still holding 70s on the bid. No reason.
I bet that's Jim fucking Kramer.
Let's see. 80s. Look, 85s on the bid. Stepping up. Tape is printing fast. Let's see the guy at 96. 125.96. 97, I see him a little bit. You'll see 126 wall. You'll see them stack up. Let's see. This is getting me excited to go along. I want to see 90s print up here. That'll be a good sign. I really want to see 90s print up here. I'm just waiting. Nothing yet. We're still holding 70 like I've been mentioning. 125.70 still holding on the bid. Nothing really lower than that yet. Nothing crazy. 70 still holding. Let's see if they fully fill these guys or if they want to make the move without them. They're trying to fill them. 70s again. Still holding on the offer. Nothing really lower than that. 70s. 70 is not a bad entry. I like the way we're holding 70. Now let's see. I want to see 125.90s again. I want to see execution up there. Last time we got to 90 on the ask, we didn't see any execution up here. No interest yet.
Can we skip to the 96 part?
Yeah, let's try and we'll get close. Oh, we were 20 seconds away. Be patient, motherfucker. Let's see, 125.96 and 97. Guy's still there. A little bit above. Right after the break.
You guys see 126 starting to get some sellers at 1,600 sells?
My bidders are here at 90. We were holding 70. We were holding 50. At 70, I liked it for a long, to be honest, because we were pulling back 67. They'd bring it up to 70. That's not a bad dip buy here, especially if you were on the 5-minute. You would see that. Entries, I like the 3-minute and the 5-minute. For holding, I like the 10-minute. That's all personal. But I like just watching the tape.
And they keep raising the bid and holding the bid. Raising the bid, holding
tells you everything. So let's see. I want to see the high 90s, and I want to see 126 flat. Let's see, nothing at 90 yet. A little bit at 90, 92, 94.
There it goes.
That guy at 96, he's not there anymore. He was just trying to scare you guys. That's why I said pay attention to him. That guy's a loser.
He a bitch.
He's literally a loser. 126.
Humphrey.
Big size coming in before the break. Aggressive buying to at the ask, in between the spread a little bit, but at the ask. 125. 97 is the ask. 99, 126 wall. Boom. 23, 26, 2,700 shares. You guys are going to see that move like butter. Watch. Boom. Right there.
Damn, they didn't even give him a chance.
Literally. People are already
he
filling.
said like butter.
Look, people are already filling above. Already. This guy, 800 shares. He wants to get in so bad. He's probably going to catch a nice 10-cent pop. Let's see. 126 needs to go. People are buying above. 126 still needs to go.
When you got the rubber scissors in 3rd grade and
My bids are here.
The rubber grips, you know what I'm talking about? Those shit cut like nothing else.
Small little break. Let's see. Watch the tape here. Holding 80s, holding 70s. Patience game here. Let's see. 26 popped up for a second. I want to see it pop up again. Let's see. Michael noticed it too. He said, "God damn, this is a good dip to buy." Little wall, 99. Oh, I want to catch this. Playing little games. They're trying to get you scared. All right, we saw 26 before. Now we're down to 16. 1,000 shares got let go. Somewhere in between here. A little bit of filling here. Boom.
Oh, there it is.
I told you that guy that paid above the ask, he was going to catch a 10-cent pop. I don't make this shit up. I didn't see this video before. I'm not capping. This is what happens. I see this shit every day. That's what happens. Somebody that's willing to pay above the ask, he wants to get in so bad, he'll catch that little move. Now he's in the driver's seat. He paid 126.08, I think. Let's see how high he can get.
Let me draw out a boat.
I want to see 126.10. Not really a wall. 11s are pretty. Look, from 11s to 16 size. Bidders are up past that 126.
Momentum shifting to the bull side.
Little nice candle development here. SPY could be reversing. I don't know what's happening with the general market. My tape is strong. My buyers are here. I want to see them hold 126 now. That's their new floor. I want to see them hold that now. I want to see that old little small resistance level at the wall. I want to see them become the new support. Oh my god, the new support here.
Oh my god.
Let's see.
Holy fuck.
20s are coming. 23, 24. Look, they're paying. Hitting the ask. 1,300 shares gone.
Can we see
Propping
how
up the
sets out by
bids.
the end?
And I'm gonna just do you guys the favor and just skip a little bit. Let's see.
Yeah, the
Holy
the
fuck.
Weeble level 2, honestly, is
I'm gonna
better
skip a
than
little
2S.
bit. Skips back.
Yeah, well, I missed the big break, honestly. Let's see the big break. We saw the 20s
It's
print
gotta
before.
be 126.5.
Let's see. I want to see another big juicy wall. 1,400. Small wall. Executed. Let's see if they fully fill. Gone. Prince way above the ask. Prince way above the ask. Look, hitting the ask.
126.5. Boom.
Oh my god. If you weren't already long at the 126 entry, here would be a little bit, I wouldn't say chasing, but a little bit poor entry.
Yeah, it would be risk to reward would be 2 to 1 instead of 3 to 1 here.
Let's see. 50s are going. No real walls. I want to see maybe 70. There's a wall. Maybe 127 if we can get that. There was a little 6 wall. He got eaten up.
Guys, if you broke your ready? Your price target here
Oh
would be
my
129,
goodness.
right? At 126 entry, 129 because that was the previous highs. Your stop loss is 125. That's a 3 to 1 risk to reward ratio, right? You're risking $1 to the downside for $3 to the upside.
And you're buying near a support. You're not buying. Don't buy calls at the resistance unless you're a scalper and you can execute. Don't buy calls at the resistance. You will get bagged. Please.
Long support, short resistance.
Understand that. Buy when it's cheap for real. Don't be buying no expensive. Somebody that missed their dip buy, at 125.50. Don't be looking here like, oh my god, it's about to go to 129. Relax. You missed it. It's okay.
Yeah. You
Let's
wouldn't
see.
have missed it if you looked at level 2. It has all your answers.
Let's see. Maybe 80. There's a wall. I want to see something else big.
Let's just skip past.
Nice
Skip
prints.
like 50 minutes past this shit.
Yeah, it's already 1.
I wanted to see something at 80s. Nothing at 80s.
You got the gist, bro.
80s is my high. 80s is my high.
80s is his high. In case you guys didn't know.
Let's see what this does. Actually, I'm curious.
These are 15-minute candles. Just fast forward through.
See. Let's watch for 80s, guys, if you didn't know.
Starting to reject here a little bit. You want to see 126 hold on the bid?
I want to see them hold them. a
Right
bit,
there,
yeah.
it's holding. There you fucking go. Like butter.
Now, this is a better entry than chasing like at 80. We know if we get long, maybe if 126 is hold, this is more responsible than being bagged here, because if you bought here, you're stopping out right there. They might make this move without you. It's happened to me all my first year of trading. It happens.
Yeah, and you're waiting for the 126 to hold. Guess what the fuck is holding? 126, motherfucker.
Holding. Want to see maybe another wall here. Want to see execution here.
Fuck the walls. Let's just see the move happen now.
And let's see. 126 are holding as of right now. 30 seconds.
Boom, you fucking nailed that bottom like
Still
a
holding.
fucking
Now,
hashtag.
see, that's why you don't chase. There will always be a pullback. Maybe they want to collect more liquidity before they send this. Let's see what happens next.
That's called hashtag girl power.
Grabbing a
Hashtag
little
girl
bit more
boss.
liquidity. 50s are holding. Now, 126.80. Let's see.
Can we continue higher?
Let's see if we can go.
Can we
50s
just keep
still.
skipping 10 seconds? These are 15-minute candles.
These are 30 seconds, yeah.
Oh, let's keep doing it then. Oh, fuck
Fighting
that
in
shit.
between. We're still holding around 126.30. Just bouncing in between.
Keep your stop loss at 120.
This is where the 5 minute would fuck you, to be honest. It would just be bouncing.
Look at buyers stepping in.
More fighting. Let's see. Oh, is at the end? Oh man. Okay, we ran out of film.
But yesterday,
It was good timing though.
I think yesterday it ran to 132 from here.
Yeah.
Because yesterday was an insane rally.
So, just like I said here, you saw them come to 80. You missed your 125 dip buy. That's all right. You saw 126's hold. On level 2, you saw a big ask wall get taken out. And then, no, Michael, it's all good. Thank you for recording, bro. And then
Michael, you a bitch.
Then you saw 126's hold on the bid. If SPY was reversing here, I like the entry at 125.50. That would be a little bit earlier. Could scalp that. If not, you could watch the move happen a little bit. Watch them pull it back to a support. Let the indexes follow. Grab a nice dip buy here. You're in at 126. Your stop is below the local low. Manage your risk. Your target, yeah, I like 130. If not 129. You'll see more walls at 27, 28, 29. That's where the game time decision is being made. But I mean, did you guys, for the first lesson, did you guys understand a little bit more than what you came in here
Swear
with?
to God, if anyone says no, I'm tackling someone.
Who's
Fuck
still
yeah.
awake right now?
Yeah. Shout out to you guys.
Guys, I'm literally
It's a lot of stuff. It's a whole bunch of matrix numbers, but like
right now.
this is the whole, like, you have to understand this part of the game. Honestly, this
I'm gonna end
separates
the
you.
recording there before it hits 2 hours.